My name is Ji-Eun, and this is my story.
North Korea is a closed nation ruled by a strict government under the Kim family. It is often called the most isolated place on earth. People there face hunger, no freedom of speech, and constant watching by the state. The government controls everything: what you watch, what you say, even what you think. If you criticize the leaders, you can be sent to prison camps where life is hard and many die. Escaping North Korea is very dangerous. The borders are guarded by soldiers with guns, landmines, and rivers that are hard to cross. If you try to leave and get caught, you face execution or long prison time. Your family can also be punished. Thousands have tried to defect, but many fail or die in the process. Groups like the UN say it's one of the riskiest escapes because of the patrols, spies, and harsh weather. Now, back to Ji-Eun's story. She was born in 1995 in a small town near Pyongyang, the capital city. Her family was poor but typical for North Korea. There were 5 people in her family: her father, mother, older brother, Ji-Eun, and a younger sister. Her father worked in a coal mine, coming home tired and dirty every day. Her mother sewed clothes in a factory. The kids went to school where they learned to praise the leaders and work hard for the country. As a North Korean citizen, Ji-Eun went through many tough things. Her family suffered during the big famine in the 1990s, when floods and bad policies caused millions to go hungry. Her parents told stories of eating grass and tree bark to survive back then. Ji-Eun was just a baby during the worst of it, but growing up in the 2000s, she still felt the effects. Food shortages continued, and she remembers being hungry all the time as a child, with thin soups and small portions of corn. At school, she had to join marches and sing songs about the Kim family, even when she was weak from lack of food. Electricity was rare, so nights were dark and cold. Her older brother was forced to join the army at 18, where he faced hard training and little food. Ji-Eun worked in fields after school, picking crops for the state. She saw neighbors disappear after saying the wrong thing. Once her family was punished with less food rations because her father missed a meeting. Life was full of fear. No internet, no outside news, just propaganda on TV. Ji-Eun dreamed of a better life, but kept it secret. Then one day in 2023, when Ji-Eun was 28, something changed. She was working in a factory making shoes. She felt hopeless after her father died from a mine accident, leaving the family struggling more. That night, alone in her room, she felt a strange urge to pray. She had heard whispers about Christianity from a hidden radio, even though religion is banned in North Korea. In her mind, she called out to God. Suddenly, she felt a warm presence, like the Holy Spirit speaking to her heart. It said, "Do not fear. I will lead you to freedom." It was quiet but clear, giving her hope for the first time. After that moment with the Holy Spirit, Ji-Eun could not stop thinking about freedom. The words, "I will lead you to freedom," stayed in her mind like a promise. But escaping North Korea was not simple. She knew she had to be smart and careful. One wrong move, and her whole family could suffer. Ji-Eun started by listening more to the hidden radio she kept under her bed. It was a small device smuggled from China, tuned to South Korean stations at night when no one was watching. From it, she learned about defectors, people who crossed the border into China, then made their way to South Korea or other safe places. The radio talked about brokers, people who helped for money, but it was risky. Many got caught or cheated. At work in the shoe factory, Ji-Eun noticed a co-worker named Sung-ho. He was quiet, but sometimes whispered about life outside. One day, during a short break, she took a chance. "Have you ever thought about leaving?" she asked softly. Sung-ho looked around, then nodded. "Yes, but it's dangerous. I know someone who can help, a broker near the border. But you need money and a plan." Ji-Eun felt this was another sign from God. She prayed every night for guidance. "Holy Spirit, show me the way. Protect me." Soon she started saving small amounts of food and money from her rations. It was hard. Her family needed every bit, but she hid some away. Her mother noticed Ji-Eun acting different. "What's wrong, child?" she asked one evening while cooking thin porridge. Ji-Eun trusted her mother. She told her about the Holy Spirit's message and her dream to escape. Her mother cried, but said, "If God is calling you, go. But take your sister with you. She's only 20 and has no future here." Ji-Eun agreed. Her younger sister, Mi-suk, was excited but scared. They decided not to tell the older brother in the army. He might report them out of fear. Over the next months, Ji-Eun met Sung-ho's contact in secret. The broker wanted payment in Chinese yuan, which Ji-Eun got by trading old clothes at a black market. The plan was to cross the Tumen River in winter, when it froze and was easier to walk on, but colder and more deadly if you fell in. One night, as Ji-Eun prayed, she felt the Holy Spirit again. It was like a voice inside. "Go now. Trust me." The next day, bad news came. A neighbor was arrested for smuggling. Ji-Eun knew spies were close. It was time to move. She and Mi-suk packed light. Warm clothes, some food, and a small cross Ji-Eun made from wood hidden in her pocket. They left a note for their mother, saying goodbye. As they slipped out into the dark, Ji-Eun whispered, "Jesus, be our guide." The journey to the border had started, full of unknown dangers. Ji-Eun and Mi-suk walked through the dark woods toward the Tumen River. It was a freezing winter night in early 2024, with snow crunching under their feet. The broker had given them a map drawn on scrap paper. Follow the old train tracks, avoid the lights of patrol towers. Ji-Eun's heart pounded with every step. What if soldiers heard them? What if the ice on the river broke? They had left their home just hours ago, saying silent goodbyes to their mother. Ji-Eun clutched the wooden cross in her pocket, praying quietly. "Holy Spirit, hide us in the shadows, lead us safely." Mi-suk, younger and scared, held Ji-Eun's hand tight. "Do you think we'll make it?" she whispered. Suddenly, they heard voices ahead, soldiers laughing around a fire. Suspense built as Ji-Eun pulled Mi-suk behind a tree. Her breath came in short gasps. The broker had warned about random patrols, but this was too close. They waited, frozen in place, for what felt like hours. The soldiers moved on, but Ji-Eun's mind raced. Was this a trap? Had Sung-ho betrayed them? They reached the riverbank at midnight. The Tumen was frozen, a white sheet under the moon. "We cross here," Ji-Eun said. They stepped onto the ice, sliding carefully. Halfway across, a crack echoed like a gunshot. Mi-suk slipped, grabbing Ji-Eun's arm. "It's breaking," she cried softly. Ji-Eun's fear turned to panic. But then, she felt that warm presence again, the Holy Spirit. "Keep going. Trust." With renewed strength, they crawled the rest of the way, reaching China just as dawn broke. Exhausted, they hid in bushes, waiting for the broker's contact. But here's the twist. The contact never came. Instead, a strange man appeared, speaking Korean. "Are you the sisters? Sung-ho sent me." He led them to a truck, but something felt off. In the back, Ji-Eun saw chains and realized he was a trafficker, not a helper. They had been sold out. Ji-Eun prayed desperately. "Jesus, save us now." As the truck started, Ji-Eun spotted a chance, a loose door. She whispered to Mi-suk, "Jump when I say." In a heart-stopping moment, they leaped out during a slow turn, rolling into a ditch. The man shouted and chased, but they ran into the woods, hearts racing. Was this the end, or just another test of faith? Ji-Eun and Mi-suk ran through the thick Chinese woods, branches scratching their faces. The traffickers' shouts echoed behind them. "Stop! You'll regret this." Their legs burned from the cold and fear, but they didn't dare look back. Ji-Eun's mind spun. How had the broker betrayed them? Sung-ho seemed trustworthy, but in this world, money talked louder than loyalty. They hid behind a fallen tree, breathing hard. The man crashed through the bushes, flashlights swinging. Suspense gripped Ji-Eun as his beam passed inches from their spot. "Holy Spirit, make us invisible," she prayed silently. Mi-suk whimpered, but Ji-Eun covered her mouth. Minutes felt like hours. Finally, the man cursed and turned back, probably thinking they weren't worth the trouble in the snow. Safe for now, but lost in a foreign land. China wasn't freedom. Defectors here were often sent back to North Korea if caught. Ji-Eun remembered radio stories, hide in ethnic Korean villages, find underground churches that help. They walked for hours, starving and frozen, until they saw lights from a small farm. A twist came at dawn. An old woman opened the door, speaking Korean. "Who are you?" she asked suspiciously. Ji-Eun, desperate, told part of the truth. "We escaped the north. Please help us." The woman paused, then nodded. "Come in. I'm Christian too. God sent you here." She fed them hot soup and hid them in her barn. But suspense built when police sirens wailed nearby. A raid on defectors. The woman whispered, "Pray, Jesus will protect." As officers searched houses, Ji-Eun felt the Holy Spirit again. "Stay calm. A way will open." Suddenly, the woman's son arrived in a truck. "Quick, get in the back. I'll drive you to a safe church in Yanji." They climbed in, hearts racing. Was this another trap or real help? The truck rumbled away just as police reached the farm. Ji-Eun thanked God quietly. But danger wasn't over. Borders, bribes, and more chases awaited on the path to South Korea. The truck sped through the snowy roads of northeastern China, with Ji-Eun and Mi-suk hidden under blankets in the back. The woman's son, a quiet man named Mr. Lee, drove silently, glancing in the rearview mirror for police. Ji-Eun's hands trembled as she held Mi-suk close. "Is he really helping us?" Mi-suk whispered, her voice shaking. Ji-Eun nodded, but doubt crept in. They had no phones, no maps, just faith. She prayed under her breath, "Holy Spirit, show us if this is safe." The ride felt endless, with every bump making their hearts jump. Suspense grew when they heard sirens in the distance. Mr. Lee slowed down, pulling over. "Border Patrol checkpoint," he muttered. "Stay quiet." Officers approached, shining lights into the truck. Ji-Eun held her breath, imagining capture and return to North Korea's prisons. One officer asked for papers, and Mr. Lee handed them over calmly. Minutes dragged on as they searched the front. Ji-Eun felt sweat despite the cold. Then, a miracle, or so it seemed. The officer waved them through without checking the back. Relief washed over them as the truck moved on. They arrived at a small church in Yanji by afternoon, hidden behind plain walls. Inside, a pastor greeted them warmly. "Welcome, sisters. We've helped many like you." He gave them food, clean clothes, and a place to rest. The church was part of an underground network connected to South Korean missionaries. "We'll get you fake IDs and a bus to Mongolia," the pastor said. From there, a flight to Seoul. Ji-Eun felt grateful, seeing this as God's hand. But that night, a twist shattered the peace. Mi-suk woke Ji-Eun in panic. "I heard the pastor talking on the phone. He mentioned money and our names. What if he's selling us out like the trafficker?" Ji-Eun's stomach dropped. She listened at the door and caught whispers. "Two girls from the north. Yes, the reward is good." Was the pastor a spy, or was it a misunderstanding? Suspense peaked as Ji-Eun decided they couldn't wait. "We have to leave now," she said. Grabbing their things, they slipped out a window into the night. But as they ran, footsteps followed. Who was chasing them? The pastor, police, or worse? Ji-Eun prayed frantically, "Jesus, light our way!" In the darkness, they stumbled upon a group of defectors hiding in an abandoned building, offering shelter. Was this escape luck or divine intervention? Ji-Eun and Mi-suk huddled in the dim abandoned building with the group of defectors. 5 others, all North Koreans like them, looking tired and thin. The leader, a man in his 40s named Kang, whispered, "We crossed last week. waiting for a truck to Thailand. You can join us." He shared scraps of bread and water, and for a moment, hope flickered. Ji-Eun thanked the Holy Spirit silently for leading them here. But suspense built as night fell. Strange noises outside. Footsteps, low voices. "Chinese police?" Mi-suk asked, eyes wide. Kang peered through a crack in the wall. "Maybe. Stay down." Ji-Eun prayed fervently. "Jesus, shield us from harm." The group sat in tense silence, hearts thumping with every creak. Then the twist? One defector, a young woman named Hae-won, pulled Ji-Eun aside. "Kang isn't who he says. I overheard him on a hidden phone. He's working with traffickers, planning to sell us all tonight." Ji-Eun's blood ran cold. Was everyone a liar? Proof came when Kang stepped out for a check and didn't return right away. Suspicious, Ji-Eun searched his bag and found a note with police contacts. Panic surged. "We have to run, now," Ji-Eun told the group. But as they gathered, lights flashed outside. Police or traffickers? Doors banged open and chaos erupted. Ji-Eun grabbed Mi-suk and bolted through a back exit, dodging shouts and grabs. In the confusion, she felt that inner voice again. "Turn left, hurry." They veered into an alley, escaping into the shadows. Breathless, they found a quiet street and flagged down a passing van, driven by a kind stranger, a missionary in disguise, heading south. "God must have sent you," he said, offering a ride to the next safe point. But trust was broken. Could this be another trap? The van bumped along the rough Chinese roads, heading south toward the border with Laos. The driver, a middle-aged man who called himself Brother Chen, claimed to be a missionary helping defectors. "I've done this route many times," he said in broken Korean. "We'll reach a safe house in 2 days." Ji-Eun sat in the back with Mi-suk, wrapped in blankets to hide from prying eyes. Exhaustion weighed on them, but sleep wouldn't come. Every passing car made Ji-Eun tense. Were they being followed? Brother Chen shared stories of other escapes, mentioning how prayer had saved him from arrests. Ji-Eun felt a connection. She told him about the Holy Spirit's guidance. "Yes, God works that way," he replied with a smile. Suspense rose as they approached a town. "We need gas," Brother Chen said, pulling into a station. Ji-Eun peeked out and saw police chatting nearby. Her pulse quickened. What if they checked the van? While Brother Chen filled the tank, Mi-suk whispered, "He seems good, but after Kang, can we trust him?" Ji-Eun nodded, praying silently. "Holy Spirit, reveal the truth." The police walked closer, one shining a light toward the van. Ji-Eun held her breath, imagining handcuffs and deportation. Then, the twist. Brother Chen returned quickly, but as he started the engine, his phone rang. He answered in Chinese, his voice low. Ji-Eun caught words like 2 girls and reward. Her heart sank. Was he betraying them too? She grabbed Mi-suk's arm, ready to jump out. But Brother Chen hung up and turned with a grin. "That was my contact. Good news, the safe house is clear. But we have to detour. Police are raiding ahead." Was it a lie? Ji-Eun tested him. Who was really on the phone? Brother Chen sighed. "My wife. She's worried. Look." He showed a photo on his phone. A family with Bibles. Relief mixed with doubt. They drove on, but later that night, at a rest stop, Ji-Eun found a hidden note in the van. "Don't trust missionaries. Some are spies." Who left it? As they sped away, headlights appeared behind them, closing in fast. Chase or coincidence? Ji-Eun prayed urgently. "Jesus, get us through this." Headlights grew brighter in the rearview mirror, piercing the dark like accusing eyes. Brother Chen glanced back, his face tense. "Hold on. Might be trouble." He accelerated, the van swerving onto a side road through dense forest. Ji-Eun and Mi-suk gripped each other, suspense thickening the air. Was this a police chase or traffickers catching up? The pursuing car honked wildly, closing the gap. Ji-Eun prayed desperately. "Holy Spirit, Turn this danger away. Mi-suk sobbed quietly. We're done for. Brother Chen muttered something in Chinese, then slammed on the brakes at a narrow bridge. The chasing car skidded to a stop behind them. Two men jumped out, yelling and banging on the van's door. In a heart-pounding twist, Brother Chen rolled down the window and shouted back, in friendly tones. The men laughed, and one handed him a package. Just friends, Brother Chen explained, driving on. They thought I was someone else and wanted to warn about roadblocks ahead. But Ji-Eun spotted the package. It looked like cash. Was he buying off pursuers? Or part of a bigger scheme? Doubt gnawed at Ji-Eun. The note from earlier warned against missionaries. As they reached a remote village at midnight, Brother Chen stopped at a house. Rest here, my sister's place. Inside, a woman offered tea, but Ji-Eun noticed hidden cameras in the corners. Paranoia peaked. Were they being recorded for blackmail? That night, unable to sleep, Ji-Eun felt the Holy Spirit's whisper. Leave at dawn. But as morning came, a new threat emerged. Sirens approaching the village. Friend or foe, Brother Chen's true intentions remained a mystery, forcing Ji-Eun to decide, stay and risk betrayal, or flee into the unknown again. Sirens blared louder, echoing through the misty village streets like a warning from hell. Ji-Eun froze at the window, peering out into the gray dawn. Police cars sped in, lights flashing red and blue. Villagers scattered, doors slamming shut. They're here for defectors, Brother Chen's sister whispered, her face pale. Hide in the cellar, quick! Ji-Eun and Mi-suk scrambled down rickety stairs into a damp underground room, hearts slamming against their ribs. Brother Chen followed, barricading the door with a shelf. Suspense choked the air as footsteps thumped overhead, officers shouting in Chinese, banging on furniture. Search everywhere, one barked. Ji-Eun could hear drawers being yanked open, papers rustling. Were the cameras upstairs giving them away? Mi-suk clung to Ji-Eun, tears streaming. This is it, we're caught. Ji-Eun squeezed her eyes shut, praying, Holy Spirit, confuse their eyes, lead us out. The wooden cross in her pocket felt like a lifeline. Minutes stretched into agony. An officer's voice boomed right above. What's this door? The shelf scraped as someone pushed it. Ji-Eun's breath caught. Discovery was seconds away. Then, the twist. A loud crash outside diverted them. A truck overturning in the street, spilling crates everywhere. Chaos erupted as officers rushed out to help. Brother Chen peeked up. Now, the back way. They bolted through a hidden tunnel under the house, emerging in a nearby field. But as they ran, Ji-Eun glanced back and saw Brother Chen waving goodbye, with the mysterious note from the van in his hand. Had he planted it to test them, or was he the one who called the police? Trust shattered again. They vanished into the woods, sirens fading but new dangers lurking ahead. Ji-Eun and Mi-suk ran deeper into the woods. Trees hid them from the village. Sirens stopped, but fear did not. They had no food, no map, just each other and faith. Ji-Eun stopped to catch her breath. We can't trust anyone now, she said. Mi-suk nodded, cold and tired. What next? They walked for hours. Hunger made them weak. Suspense grew with every rustle in the bushes. Was it an animal or people hunting them? Then a twist. They found a small cave. Inside, a bag left behind. Food, water, a compass. Who put it there? Ji-Eun felt the Holy Spirit say, This is for you. Keep going south. But as they ate, voices came close. Two men talking about escaped girls and a reward. Ji-Eun prayed, Hide us, Jesus. The men passed by without seeing the cave. Relief came, but a new choice. Follow the compass to Laos alone or find another group. Danger waited either way. Ji-Eun chose alone. God will lead, she told Mi-suk. They stepped out, ready for more tests.